Good evening, this is Jeremy, Firebull02. Video about my grandfather's Shopsmith. I got a call from my dad a couple weeks ago telling me to bring my truck and a trailer over, that he had some things to give me. Didn't know that this was one of them. I've wanted one of these since I was probably 10 or 12 years old. It was built, they started building these particular ones in the early 50s. This one was built in 1955, June of 1955 by the build date, or the serial number. This was my grandfather's. I remember him having it in the shop. He taught me a few things when I was around. About woodworking, he kind of got me interested in it. And from that point in time, I had wanted one. It's just a pretty versatile machine. It functions as a drill press. Over here, there's a latch. You release that latch, this whole section will stand up, and that one power head will run any of the functions. That will act as a drill press. Right now, it's set up as a table saw. Do have the old jigsaw attachment. It needs some work. I'm going to have to resurface and retrue the table. Same with this table. Machine also does a horizontal boring. Essentially, this table lowers down, and the arbor that is holding the blade now would get replaced with a drill chuck. To be used that way. This over here is just an extension table. It's actually designed to go on the opposite end, and this is designed to go on that end. Here you can see this is where there's a little slip shaft basically that slides on over this, as well as one of these sections on the power head to actually drive the tool. Let's see. Could also be used as a shaper or a router. The newer versions tip in either direction, and they tend to have a little bit bigger tables. But the interesting part about Shopsmith is even this older machine can be upgraded to the current standards. I haven't turned this on at all yet. I'm just going over things and loosening them up, checking them out. Let's see if I can get the table up here. All right. There's a lock for each of the movements. Table just raises up. Get up to the end of the teeth. It's hard to do with one hand. Alright, well, that's the underside of the table. It has the ability to tilt. The inserts in the middle can be changed to if you want to use it as a sander. There's drum sander attachments. There's also the fences on there. I'll end up pulling this all apart. I'm going to restore the whole machine, so I'll be cleaning up the tubes and everything, probably sandblast the table, replace a lot of the hardware, and redo the fence as well. Same thing with this jigsaw attachment. I'll resurface the table, and I'll go through the whole thing and repaint it as close to the original colors as I can find. This is just the carriage that the table and a couple of the other accessories engage into. You see things are a little stuck. Typically these tubes are very clean and kept in kept waxed. They just use a finishing wax to maintain the machines. This was been sitting for probably 10 years in a garage with some stuff piled on and around it. You can see the bottom tubes have got a fair amount of surface rust. It's not scaly or anything, so they should clean up fairly well. I'm going to pull all these tubes off, and I'll do another video later about the how I'm going to refinish those, but definitely going to strip those down, check them for straightness, and replace them if they need, try to resurface and reuse those. What I wanted to do tonight was check out the headstock and see what it's going to need. The first thing I'm going to do is turn it on. It has to be turned up to fast speed, which I think it's on, but need to check the switches and stuff. So I'll go ahead and plug it in here. So it appears that the toggle switch is bad. This is the speed adjustment. Adjust down to I think 500 on the low end, and it gets up to 7,500 I believe at the top end. So just going to turn it up. It's a little bit of resistance. Alright, in case you didn't hear me as I was turning it up, when you dismantle these for maintenance or anything, you have to turn it up to the high. It's easiest to turn it up to the high speed because of the drive system inside. The motor actually sits in this lower pan that almost looks brown down here, and there is a pulley system that's underneath, that's inside this cover. So the main pulley is down here, and there is two sliding sheaves that open or close to each other at both this location and down here to regulate the speed. So the motor actually runs at the same speed all the time. The speed is adjusted by those sheaves. So before I start pulling the cover off, I'm just going to feel see if I feel any movement, which I can't really feel anything there as far as any bearings being bad. It didn't sound too bad. Did have some resistance on the handle as I turned it up. The machine is unplugged now. I obviously need to replace the toggle switch. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these drive pieces off and pull off that cover and inspect what I can see from there basically. So I'll go ahead and pull those off, and next video we'll have I'll come back to that.